Today we are looking at a research paper. I know it's long and complicated, I will explain. Yeah. This research paper is about a new technique that will help companies understand if some of their confidential information or copyrighted material have been used to train a model. There's a lot of debate, there are a lot of lawsuits against AI company. The most famous one is probably the New York Times against OpenAI. And for now, it's extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult for a company to know that OpenAI used their proprietary data and put them into their model. Now, with this new technology that is called recap, companies have a better chance of knowing if their data have been used by AI company. So recap, R-E-C-A-P, is the name of the technology that was invented by all these researchers. So this is what you can see now is the paper. We're not going to read through everything. As every research paper, it builds up on previous research paper and previous methods of knowing and extracting back training data from an AI. Most of the AI models now are believed to be black box, meaning only the company who trained the AI model knows their training data set. And it's very private and it's very secret. It's a secret source of the AI company and they don't want to reveal it. They take it as a trade secret. Now, it's a trade secret, but if they stole data from me as a user or if they stole some of my books, let's say I wrote some books, I want to know because this is a copyright infringement. This is a violation of the copyright. But because it's a trade secret, they don't want to reveal it. So this new technique is building up on top of previous research, and it's a longer one. It's quite a long process. It starts from books. It starts from existing one. So if you want to know, you can use this technique. You start with your own books, and you want to know, did you read that book before? No. So starting from this paper, it's going to craft some prompts and trying to get the model to regenerate text that it had read before. The thing is, because of all these copyright laws and these copyright lawsuits, the AI model and the AI company have been what is called guardrails. So their model will be able to quote entire pages of Harry Potter, for example, but they don't want the model to do that because they know that if the model is able to quote verbatim, word by word Harry Potter, that means they use Harry Potter and they didn't have the rights to do it. And again, we're using Harry Potter as an example, but it could be way worse than that. It could be more private and more sensitive information. So because of that, they had to build something that is called jailbreaking. Jailbreaking means we are going to find a way around those guardrails and we're going to ask the question to the AI model directly. And we're going to break, that's why it's called jailbreaking, we're going to break those barriers that the AI company have built around. And this technique evaluates that it's going to try 5 times to go around from different options, from different angles, and try to bring this data back. Yeah. For this research paper and the data that is being provided here, those researchers, they use 25 full-length books, 25 books. They took 15 public domain work. Public domain means no problem. All the AI company and a lot of data scientists are using public domain information for their own product. Nobody owns those anymore. They're probably from writers that have died a long time ago, a century or 2 centuries ago. Then they use 15 copyrighted bestsellers. This is where it gets interesting. Have they used without properly buying these copyrighted? Have they used this one? And then they use 5 non-training data books. These books have been published after the AI model were revealed. So there is no way they could have been part of the training data because they were not published, they didn't exist, maybe they were not even written. These ones are controlled because if they can cite those books, that means the methodology is wrong because they didn't exist. Right? So armed with this data set, The researcher designed their more advanced and more complex several step way and try to get the AI models to generate word by word extract of these public domain books, copyrighted books, non-existing books. And they also use some research paper into the middle. So the result is that this technology, this technique, is better than the previous one. So these are the, here this table describes the previous state of the art in terms of getting back training data. One is called Prefix Probing, and then the second one DSP, and this one recap. And for research paper, so the research paper like this one, for example, there's no reason not to use them. They are there, they're available, they've been published, they're part of public knowledge. So the scores are all higher on all these domains, and they give you an estimate in percentage of how many of those research papers were read by these AI. So this is proof that this technology is better and can cite better and regenerate those data. Now the main results are about public domain and copyrighted. Public domain, 62%, so if you look at this one, so the average on these four models is 62%. In average, this model read a lot of those public domain. Claude, it looks like Claude may have read 82% or even more than those public domain books. Again, no surprise, no foul. Now when we're moving to copyrighted material, this is still high, 46%. This should be zero. They had no right to read these books. So this new technique is very important. It has been demonstrated by the researcher to be accurate. Now a company can really use them and can really assess. My data was stolen or not stolen by the AI model. If you want to know more about AI, about how much the AI company are stealing your data or other copyrighted material, subscribe to this channel and you will know more about AI techniques, AI companies stealing data, and other companies trying to protect their data.